Okay. So, motherhood. We're approaching week 4,
Yeah.
Wednesday. Okay. Based on everything that has occurred over the past 4 weeks, what is your assessment of motherhood at this current time?
Okay. So I would say approaching week 4 of motherhood, my assessment is mixed.
Mixed reviews.
Mixed reviews. I think there are obviously positive parts. Like he's clearly a positive, like he's beautiful. We love him. Yeah, and he's just like a new person, a new light in our life. So that's the positive. Another positive is I feel like the people that we have around us, that has been a positive, like how they've shown up for us, like family, like my mom coming to help has been really helpful, and that has been a positive, seeing her step into her grandmother role. And then having friends and friends who are like family, like bring food and just like not like we just haven't had to worry about things like that. So that's been a positive. So that's the positives. Neutral slash negative things. Neutral things. I feel like the responsibility is like crazy. Like it's like such a huge responsibility that I knew going into it, but it's really like the baby doesn't go anywhere. He's like always here. It's like a 24-hour thing. And so I think sitting with that realization has been sobering,
To say the least.
and this the just the change from like our pre-baby life, even pregnancy life, to our like now we have a small baby is just different. And yeah, it's just different. Like there's just more to consider. And then negatives that I'm like not loving, like the sleep deprivation, the anxiety for me. I have like a little bit more anxiety than I usually have, which is definitely not helped by the sleep deprivation. And yeah, I mean the health things, but
Yeah.
that's been a struggle, but feeling better now.
Okay. That's fair. So mixed reviews of month 1 of motherhood on your end.
So how do you feel about motherhood almost 1 month in?
So yeah, basically 1 month. I think I would say motherhood is manageable, and that's relative. I think it's manageable based on my life and the things that have happened leading up to it. But I'm also acutely aware of that assessment being based on our social circle, our health, and all the things we had set up prior to stepping into this phase of our life. So I think that, you know, definitely don't want to reiterate or repeat the positives. Like, he's the biggest part, the biggest blessing of this. Of course, we have a very supportive, like, your familial network here, and friends, and my friends as well, who are pitching in with the meal plans and things like that. It's been such a big blessing not having to worry about food and getting multiple meals and groceries dropped off every week. So that's one thing off of our plate. So that's a blessing. If that were missing, it would make a big difference. Your mother and your parents really being like less than 7 minutes away, and your mother being able to come over multiple times a week and relieve us is, can't even stress how significant that is. And even if that time just allows us to get a nap in and just some time where we're not hands on with him, it's like those little things go such a long way when you're in such an exhausted state. I also think that motherhood is manageable because we are not new wives and we are not new lovers. And, I like that to me is like the biggest difference in like how we're managing this journey, because in this time I'm most grateful for everything we went through leading up to this point that prepared us for it. Like, it's manageable because we're not fighting, and we're not fighting even though we're sleep deprived and we honestly have no idea what we're doing, but we're not fighting because we've already been through so many battles and learned how to resolve conflict. And we're not fighting because I understand the type of woman you are, the things that make you tick, the things that make, your spirit feel stretched and vice versa. And we can respond in live time before things build up, you know? And again, it's manageable because I'm doing it with somebody who I know very well. And you probably feel the same way too. And we're doing it with someone that we trust. I think it's important that we kind of like say and admit that there are mixed reviews of motherhood. I don't think that there's enough feedback that is accurate about motherhood on the internet and just being shared in spaces. I feel like women don't feel like they're allowed to say things that aren't positive about being a mother.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's incredibly unfair because it is like the heaviest burden of your life. So I think it's okay for us to admit that the reviews are mixed or just to say manageable and not lead with like overjoyed, jumping out of my body. I'm like floating on a new level. No, like we're exhausted.
Yeah.
Like we're exhausted, and you can be exhausted with a blessing. Yeah. You can be stretched to your capacity with something you prayed for and not know how you're gonna even carry what you prayed for from day to day, from week to week, largely depending on how much you sleep. So yeah, I think our perspective is valid
I think so.
and realistic. So, yeah. Okay.